It's November 29th, 9:52 a.m. my time. Let's take a look at some BTC. We'll take a look at some BSV, and maybe we'll take a look at one or two other things. But let's take a look at some levels for some day trading levels for today. And we've had a lot of wild activity over the Thanksgiving weekend for those in the U.S. So let's take a look here. So we got the BTC USD buy chart, or however you say that. Let's take a look at. So this was the Thanksgiving weekend, Thanksgiving time here. Got a nice bleed up as everyone was happy and buying crypto and talking crypto over dinner, and then only for later that night for it to find its way down. Okay. So I kind of circled that area. I do feel like, we came down, we bounced right back up to right where those people were probably getting long. So if we are going to go higher, or I should say if we're going to go lower, ideally you would want to see these buyers unable to exit, right? So right now they're probably a little bit under break even, if not in the red still. So if this thing was going to go lower, you wouldn't want it to go all the way up and back down, because we want to keep these longs, trapped in the red. Because what do people normally do? They go long, they don't have a stop, right? And then they're just like, oh, I'm just going to wait until it comes back, and then maybe I'll get out, maybe I won't. But what they do is they wait for it to come back into their break even. So they may have been given a break even for a very short period of time at this point, but I think we're just slightly under their break even, so they're probably potentially waiting for more. So again, ideally if we're going down, you want to keep these guys in, so if we go up and then make our way back down, well, we've given these guys an opportunity to exit for a profit, which you'd rather not see if you want to be short. So to me, this is kind of an important spot because of that. But from just technical spots to consider, I do think this below 56,000, if you're going to try to buy something, if you wanted to be long, why not wait for something under 56,000? I think would be 56,000 to 55,250, that type of area down in here as a potential long area. And if you want to short it, and if we think that we're going to try and keep these Thanksgiving longs in, maybe just a short-term visit to just the value area high up in here, basically 58,000. Just a little bit of a grind. Everyone thinks it's going to go, and then it makes its way back down. Okay. If we do end up taking out this high, we've already opened up a new day. As you can see, it's starting. We got a new daily bar that's formed. It's building value. What you don't want to see is it break up above and then just trade sideways and end up building the day's value up in there. Okay, that means we're probably, good chance we're going higher. We don't want to give these guys a lot of time to get out at a profit. So we'd rather much see, slight bounce, roll over, kind of head back down here. So that's Hawaii. Let's take a look at FTX. Fairly similar. I think basically a revisit to the value area high section. These just to revisit up to basically 58,000. If you're looking for a short, obviously you would put a stop up here. Decide what your risk is, put your stop in, because the play would be more something like this rather than rewarding again all these people. Okay. Targets on the downside, similar to Hawaii. you know, we're going to probably look for the lower end of this range down in here. Potential targets for it to bounce and maybe chop sideways there for a while. So that's HBI. Sorry, that's FTX. Let's take a look at, how about BSV? Take a look at BSV here. Let's take a look at the HBI BSV BTC chart. This is the daily. We're looking at the daily here. We've been trending down obviously forever. We have been going sideways for a period of time now, which is not that common for us to do, but we've been going solid sideways. The profile looks really good. We've wicked below, you know, this sideways action 2 times now. Here, back up. We've now wicked below it again, back up. Potential sign of, you know, finding a bottom on the BSV BTC chart. You know, obviously we got to find our way breaking out of this box, break out, retest, and then going. So on the daily BSV BTC, it's got potential. I like how it's wicked through and snapped back. Let's look at the short term. Well, let's look at the daily on the BSV BTC. Sorry, the BSV USD. I was looking for potentially, you know, below 140 being the spot to grab based off the daily, but I don't know. We'll see. Nothing really sticks out to me other than, you know, maybe on the going long under 138, basically looking for this section to hold, but let's look at the very short term, 30 minutes. It's looking fine. It's looking fine. Had this nice pump, followed with you know, a nice pullback, but it's held. I think to me it's about this chart right here, the BSV BTC chart. It's gotta find its footing, because obviously it has some serious catching up to do, and it's gotta break away from following BTC. So until it can show some strength here, it's just going to be BTC's puppy. It's just going to follow it around and do whatever BTC wants it to do, except go up, right? It'll follow BTC down, but doesn't typically follow BTC up. So, but yeah, for now it's got to break out of this range on the BSV BTC chart. Show some strength against BTC. So let's just end it there. We just looked at BTC and BSV, but this is kind of what I'm looking at. It kind of looks like a bunch of scribbles now, but again, short side probably close to a retest of 58,000. Fairly tight stop. I'd kind of look for it to just tag it and roll over. Otherwise, you know, if we start building value up above, you know, up in here, I'll just have to reevaluate later. So that is it for now.